Okay. Right. Hello, I'm Helen Tite, and I've got with me today two wonderful, wonderful people. We have here the lovely Hilary and Rosemary.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for your time. I know time's precious at the moment and we're all getting excited and ready for Christmas. But I wanted to reach out to you and say thank you for being on our programme. You joined iCareiMove and the MoveMore programme a while back. And we have been watching you evolve and grow on our TV because that's how we see each other. And it would just be really nice to ask you a couple of questions. So tell us about yourself a little bit and tell us about your daughter, or the other way around. Who are you and why are you here?
Why am I here?
Yes, so what's your name?
My name is Hilary Woods and I'm mother of Rosemary.
Lovely. And how old are you, Hilary?
How old am I? How old am I? 87?
86.
86.
Haven't I just had my 87th?
Yes. Oh dear, you're right.
I've just had my 87th birthday.
No, 86. You were born in 35.
Oh.
Mum's just had a birthday, which is why we're like,
It's
86.
funny.
Well, I'm younger than I thought I was then.
As we get older, it's easier to forget how old we are, isn't
Don't
it?
ask how old I am. I have to work it out.
So tell me, Hilary, do you like exercise?
Do I like exercise? Yes.
Okay, do you do any exercise?
Well, I walk as much as I can.
Lovely.
What else do I do?
So we try and walk 3 times a week, maybe 3 or 4.
Do you really? Okay.
And before Mum was ill, so up until about a month ago, we would walk for about half an hour. Yes. So that was the exercise we did. But obviously in the last 25 weeks, we've done MoveMore, which has been brilliant.
So how did you find out about MoveMore?
We found out through my daughter-in-law, who is a physio, and she spotted a Facebook post from Jane Mitchell.
Okay.
Do you know Jane?
Oh, I know Jane very,
Yes.
very well indeed. She's a good friend.
Yeah, I don't know Jane, but she used to be the Cornwall Physio lead, my daughter-in-law said, and she was recommending it. And so my daughter-in-law Becky said, if Jane is recommending it, then it is highly recommended. So I phoned you and booked us on.
I remember that conversation that day, and I was actually sat outside the Chaos Studios in Truro, where we filmed from, when I had that first conversation with you. And here we are. It's over 25 weeks later. The reality is we're still in the pandemic, so we still are being cautious around our health and well-being because of the COVID pandemic. And you've been poorly, haven't you, Hilary, recently?
Yeah, I've had a cold and a cough.
A cold and a cough, and that's kind of knocked you sideways, isn't it?
Yes.
It was just a cold and a cough, wasn't it?
It was, but it obviously went down to your chest.
But I used to have bronchitis as a child, so every time I get a cold now, it just goes down here.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same, and I found myself in a spin class recently, and I'd cough and people stare at you, and I have to go, it's not COVID, it's not COVID.
That's right. Yes. So we had 3 weeks of disrupted night sleep, and so therefore it has knocked the stuffing out of Mum. So yeah,
and that's the thing.
Better now.
Good. Well, that's good, and it's nice to hear that you sound strong, actually, because we're in December now, so we've got Christmas to look forward to.
Yeah.
Hilary, do you tell me about your health?
My health?
Other than the cough and the cold, what else is going on in your 86 years old body?
I'm pretty fit, really, aren't I?
So you have Alzheimer's, so memory problems.
Oh, do I?
Yes.
I've forgotten that.
Yes. And asthma.
So you
Apart
have-
from that, fighting fit.
You have Alzheimer's and you have asthma, and I tell you what, you have a sense of humour.
Yeah. Can't go through life without that.
And where do you live and who do you live with?
Where do I live?
This is like a test. This is
I
like
know, it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
I'm quite nervous.
Oh.
It's not a test, it's just a chat.
What, Flint?
Ah,
Do you mean?
but do you live in Plinth, Mum?
Not now.
No. You
I'm
live.
living here.
Yes.
Yeah. Since my husband died, I've been living with Rosemary here in St Austell.
Ah. And tell me about your husband.
He was lovely. He was a vicar.
Ah.
He came from Norfolk.
Okay.
What else should I say about him?
I think that's probably enough, is it?
Oh no, that's lovely. That's really
I've got to
nice.
get a photograph, haven't I?
So Hilary, do you remember we do some exercise classes together? So you watch us on the screen, and myself and my colleague Pat, we're on the screen and we're in a chair and we chat to you from our Zoom call. Can you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. So explain what you experience, if you can remember it. Only the nice stuff, mind.
Yes.
What do I remember about that?
Yeah, so what do we do on a
My
Monday
hearing
morning?
aid's making a noise.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, my hearing aid's making music.
I'll just get a battery.
That's okay.
Aren't you loving us?
Oh, do you know what? It's lovely. It is.
Right, sorry, what was that last question?
Well, what I was going to say was, this is just having a real conversation with people. This is nice. I'm really enjoying having this chat with you. So I was just talking about the class that we run. What are your experiences from it? Can you remember any of it? Can you remember that we do the step touches? And we get you to sit in a chair and stand?
Yes.
Okay, so is there any of that you enjoy?
Well, I think I enjoyed most of it.
Yeah, you do really well, actually.
There's quite a bit of humour as well, which is good.
Yeah, we're very silly, me and Pat, but that's important. And the other thing that's important, this is the real world with real people, because sometimes you see people exercise on TV and they're all thin and perfect, and none of them are getting older, and none of them have got any wobbly bits. So what we teach is just gentle movement and mobility, just to try and take the edge off your days. So Rosemary, we know that I know that Nick, my colleague, has had quite a few exchanges with you over the months. Tell me, what did you notice as a result of your mum attending the MoveMore sessions?
So I did notice lots of things. It took a while. It took patience of waiting weeks and weeks, and then suddenly you think, oh wow. So the first thing we noticed was on the beach. Prior to this, getting mum out of a deck chair was fun. My husband would be on one side, I'd be on the other. And on this particular occasion, I turned my back. And when I turned around again, Mom was standing up on the beach, which was just so exciting. It was really good. But also, that's not been the only thing. Things like the stairs, when she moved here, we did think, oh my goodness, is she going to manage the stairs? And I did think, okay, further down the line we might have to have a stair lift further down the line. I was concerned for the safety of mum going up and down, but also just the effort. But actually, as the weeks progressed, we've had lots of fun on the stairs, haven't we? And when my sisters have come, I've said, yeah, watch mum go up the stairs. And she goes up. And even a few days ago, even though mum's been unwell, my husband said to me, Rosemary, I heard someone coming up the stairs just now. I thought it was you and it was your mum. And that just shows how much easier it is. So that's really good.
Oh, look at your face, Hilary. So people have noticed.
Yes.
This is nice.
Yes, people have noticed. So walking has been another thing. Mum's endurance has increased and her pace has increased and she stops less. So in the half an hour of walking, she just gets further up until her illness. But we'll get back because you've given me the tools to get back, you see.
Thank you.
So she goes further, but she can just last longer, really.
And the interesting thing you said there, because your mum, so from an exercise point of view, mum has asthma, and the fact that she's stopping less and moving more and quickly is telling us that from a cardiovascular point of view and a pulmonary, so heart and lungs point of view, you're doing all right, darling.
Yes. Yeah.
And I enjoy walking now.
Oh, that's lovely to hear. And you wrap up, where do you walk around?
Just along the valley.
Lovely. It's
But
beautiful.
we do go all over the place. We try to find somewhere, yes, we walk up the valley, but we also take the car places where we know that it's a good walk, we can get back, have flasks of tea in the car. We've also managed coastal walking, not very much, but the fact is we've done it, even though on the coastal path, it's not even, it's not like a tarmac road by our house. I think because you're more stable, we've just been able to, it's just opened a few more doors, which is good.
Okay, so that's a key message from our point of view.
Yes.
We're really, we want to hope that the work that we do with you and gives you a bit more freedom or allows you to do things that you may not have been able to do for a while. So, and you're saying that's happened?
Yes, definitely. Most definitely.
I do take a stick with me. I find that's helpful.
Gives you confidence, doesn't it, walking with a stick?
Yes.
Lovely. This is really exciting.
So our carer noticed a real difference with mum's walking, because part of the afternoon when the carer comes is to walk mum up the valley. And Nikki said that she was faster, more energetic, which is key. It's true, more energetic and lighter on her feet, which was a good description.
Okay.
And stopped less, which is all really positive.
Wow. So that's really exciting too, because we're giving people confidence now. So that's a really important thing, that that you're being more mobile and more able, and that's just wonderful. Honestly, if I was there now, I'd give you a big old squeege. So tell me, we record the sessions live. So sometimes you're not up in the morning because you like to have a little lie-in, don't we all? So you watch the videos later, don't you?
Yes. So that is amazing. Well, it's amazing. It's been NHS funded. It's made it accessible. But for us, the fact that it's been on Zoom has made it accessible. We wouldn't have gone down to the village hall at Carman Downs. We wouldn't even have gone if it was the village hall in St Austell, probably, because of the whole energy it would have taken to get there, get back at the right time, fitting in sleep. it just wouldn't have worked for Mum.
Well, it would have taken so long, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Altogether.
Yes. And also the hubbub of lots of people is not Mum's happy place anymore. It would have been, but it isn't now.
Yeah.
But in our lounge, which was safe and quiet, and Mum just had to get up and walk downstairs, it was perfect, just perfect.
And Rosemary, when we started this, we really didn't know, because there has never been a falls prevention service on Zoom before the pandemic. So we didn't know what we could do we really were playing in the dark. And so the question was, well, is it done before? How do we know? It's so what is it going to make a difference? But when you tell us that story, that really reinforces the message that in community fitness is wonderful, but it's not for everyone. And particularly when there is Alzheimer's, it can be overwhelming and stimulating. With a lot of our older people who attend the sessions, you know, they have to think about getting there safely, getting into the space, doing the session, and they're shattered, and then they have to get themselves home. So the fact that you are doing it in your lounge successfully is wonderful. Now you do it together, don't you?
Yes, we do. I must admit, I've enjoyed it too, Helen. Do you do courses for carers? That's the thing.
Do you know what? Absolutely. Well, I'll send you a link later.
Yeah, funded by the NHS.
Well, we have a social responsibility, so if people ask for stuff, we'll provide it. But it is important, and I think you touched upon something that is often overlooked. The carer has such an important role. I was a carer myself, and it is so important that you have some time out too, and you get to do stuff that is full of joy together, not being the role of the carer, that you are being mum and daughter having a bit of fun.
And also what has been so good, because it's been recorded and on Zoom, is that if I'm not there, if my sister is looking after Mum in Bristol or wherever, here or in Bristol, then they've been able to join in as well. And then for homework, I can say to the carer, would you be able to do this, please? And she's also taken part and enjoyed it with Mum. So yeah, it's become a whole family thing, and with the carer as well.
And it's fun.
Yes.
And it's fun. Thank you so much. It's great to hear this. Honestly, I feel like I've primed you. I haven't at all. It's like, no, this is.
We're just passionate. I'm passionate, Helen, with what you're doing. You probably remember. You said you remembered the phone call when I first phoned. I burst into tears, didn't I, on that first time, because you were like a lifeline. So
that's very powerful and very kind. Thank you.
I love your glasses.
Oh, thank you. They're good for the shape of my eyebrows, I'm told. So I'm like,
where do you get them from?
Specsavers.
Yeah.
I love Specsavers. They've always done me well, Specsavers. So yeah, but I used to have clear frames, and I used to lose them all the time. They were like my invisible glasses, and I lose them all the time. So thank you.
Very nice.
So what advice would you give somebody else that was possibly thinking about this type of program?
Any advice?
Well, go for it.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Well, that's so lovely. Just go for it. I think that's the thing. It's that there are so many barriers to entry. We worry about the technology, whether people can use Zoom, how safe it is to actually perform the exercises from your space to our space. So there's lots of things that we're fearful of, but there are so many benefits. And that's really just, and I think in the early days, Hilary, you actually, it was Rosemary, you contacted us and you said you wanted to possibly, I think you asked us to slow it down or change colour or something like that. What was it? You gave feedback how we could make it better for you.
Oh, I can't remember the answer to this one. I remember the first time we did it, you were a very small box. And I asked at the end, I said, it's very difficult to see you, but then you explained very easily how to make you big screen. So yes, that was one thing. I have said in the time for the relaxation at the end, Mum's not been able to hear, and I hear her say, I can't hear. But you can just type in any queries at all. So I just put, we can't hear, and then I hear one of you say, can you speak up a little bit? And so that's another really good thing. I can't remember the question, but during the morning, there's a lot of feedback. It's so good to know that Nikki or whoever is watching us, and that if we have a problem, we can just say. I think there was one time when Mum felt dizzy and sat down, and immediately someone was speaking to us just to say and said, yes, just take your time, Hilary. And it was good. It was good.
Yeah, so unlike your typical fitness video, what we try to do is have somebody teaching the movement pattern, which is the evidence-based stuff. Then we've got one of us that's got eyes on and looking at the coaching. So how can we make it better for you? And then we got somebody else from a safety point of view, just keeping an eye on all those attending the Zoom session and just watching like a hawk. And that generally is Nick. She's very thorough at doing that.
Yes.
And so it doesn't feel perfect. It feels just real. And
yes.
Oh, you gave me shivers then. It just, the idea is that it is the real world, and it is a challenge. Just generally getting anybody to exercise from their home can be quite a challenge. So, and then you add in the aging process and being chronically unwell, it becomes even harder. So, you know, we want to try and just any little bit that can improve both of your quality of life, because that's important, because it is a lot around the carer and you are often forgotten or taken for granted, and that's just the way of the culture, isn't it? So it is important that we try in to help make you both feel good about yourselves and get some rest, because I understand you have a good nap in the afternoons as well, don't you, Hilary?
Yes, it's interesting, isn't it? An hour of exercise, although it's really enjoying, you really enjoy it. At the end of it, I think probably everyone is just ready to sit down on the settee
and really relax, and I often go to sleep.
Yes.
Right, then our job is done, isn't it? It's like if you can get, because sometimes we feel we can be quite stressed and a little bit agitated, our sleep can be broken, so it's nice that you're getting some really good quality snoozes in there as well.
Oh, sorry, I was going to say, part of the exhausting element of it is it's like a brain workout as well. And that has been really good. And along the way, Mum has found that easier, because at the beginning, well, there are lots of instructions all the time. You're talking and we're following and copying, but there's a lot going on. There is a lot going on, which is exhausting, but it's good for the brain as well. It's not just physical. It's good for the brain. I'm on a roll here, but it's good emotionally for your mental health. We love the chat at the end. We love the chat at the beginning. It's lovely seeing everyone's faces on the screen, knowing that we aren't the only ones, that there's a lady on the Isles of Scilly doing it and championing it as well. And that's been, it's been very special to be part of that family almost, even though we don't have relationship with the people on the screen really, which you would gain in your village hall, and we have missed out on that. But actually this works perfectly.
We will, when we're through this, we will come and find you. We will sit and have a cup of tea with you. And it, you know, it'd just be really nice just to be in your presence, and because we feel the same. We as instructors have taken this to heart. We love what we do, and we know that it makes a difference. But honestly, if you try and tell people that we're working with 86-year-olds, 96-year-olds, 100-year-olds, and it's improving their quality of life, people go, well, your people aren't like our people, your people are really fit. I'm like, oh, it's and just having this enriched conversation just really is worth every moment. It's worth the, you know, all the attempts at logging in and failing, all the tech stuff that can go wrong. This is worth it. These type of conversations, just to see your faces and know that we've had a piece of your journey, and that you're feeling well. Is there anything else you'd like to add to this conversation today?
I made some notes just to make sure. Oh yes, standing on one leg. So that's fascinating, Helen. So when you asked us to do it first, Mum managed 2 seconds, and then we were laughing. Now 12 to 15 seconds, and I find that extraordinary. How did that happen? And to see Mum standing on her leg, on one leg, is extraordinary. And it kind of explains why walking is just, she's just so much more confident now.
I walk on 2 legs.
Yes, I know, exactly. So it's easy. If you can do it on one leg, it's easy doing on 2 legs. At the beginning of, when you spoke to me on the phone, you said, has Mum got, is she fearful of falling? Because this course will improve that. And I said, yes, she's very, very cautious, very, very careful. I thought in my head, with good reason, because she could fall. And so I couldn't honestly work out how a course like this would help, because I felt she was being sensible to be cautious. But in actual fact, what's happened, that balance, stability has all improved so much that she doesn't have to be so fearful of falling. She's still cautious. She goes at her rate, at her pace and ability, but that has all just gathered momentum, which is a joy to see. Yeah.
Fantastic. So delivering the 25-week MoveMore program.
Yes.
25 weeks.
Yeah.
What we see is a slow progression, a lot of repetition that we enhance. So it's the same formula week on week on week. So there'll always be a mobility to start with and a boost of the circulation. There will always be some targeted balance, some targeted strength, some Tai Chi, that 3-dimensional movement. And sometimes we even get to the point where we're kneeling on the floor. So it's very exciting how it's progressed over the weeks. When we start, we never always tell people this is what's coming, because we don't believe it. Nobody believes it, that the potential is enormous. Yeah. So when it happens, the sense of joy when people start doing things, standing on your legs for one leg for 12 seconds, that's mind-blowing stuff.
Yeah.
It's really exciting. So it's wonderful. And you know, the message is it's never too late to start. Hey.
No.
Well, thank you. And thanks for your time today. I really, really appreciate this. And for those that are watching, if they want to ask any more questions or get in touch with us, please get in touch with us at info@iCareiMove.com, and our phone number is 0800 054 1118. So that's us. Any final little nuggets of gorgeousness before we say goodbye to each other?
Well, yes, just a huge thank you. Thank you to the team, to Pat and to Nikki as well.
And thank you for your smiling face.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
always with the lippy, so you can see us properly. So, but yeah, and we wear silly clothes, and over the weeks and months, people have said, "Oh God, your nails are a bit ridiculous," and we wear bright coloured shoes, don't we? And we wear bright nails, so you can see us.
Yes.
And we absolutely love it and wouldn't change it. Well, no, we wouldn't change it for the world. So it's really lovely. Thank you for your time. It's really helpful. We will share this. We will tell others about this video, and really much gratitude to the pair of you. Thank you, Rosemary, for being a wonderful carer. It is important to know and to recognise the carers, and they don't see themselves as carers, they see themselves as daughters, and brothers and sisters and friends and wives and husbands. And so a big thank you, and the star of the show, thank you so much, Hilary. we love you there, we love you in our sessions, and look forward to revisiting you in January.
Yes,
right.
Yes, we'll see you then.
Have a lovely Christmas.
Yes, I will do. You take care. All the best, my loves.
Bye.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.